Calgary's feeder main shut down in its final stages.
Teams will coordinate the opening of valves along the pipe and begin to turn on the pumps.
But one major test remains before water restrictions can end. Canada is losing investment, a new report warns.
Out of 100 countries, Canada ranked 33rd.
Not to other countries, but to its own regulatory system. And an historic border road connecting Alberta and Montana set to turn away Canadian motorists.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Camilla DiGiuseppe.
Good evening. After weeks of repairs and reinforcement work, water is now flowing through the Bearspaw feeder main. That means Calgary's latest round of water restrictions could be gone by Thursday. But that is all dependent on what happens tomorrow. Work to reinforce 9 segments of the Bearspaw South feeder main has so far gone according to plan. Starting tomorrow morning, pumps will start repressurizing the pipe. If it all goes well, water restrictions will be done in 72 hours. The water pipe is still in bad condition and is at a higher risk during pressure changes. Temporary barriers near the Bow River have been set up just in case the pipe does burst again.
However, as we have experienced, the pipe can break without warning. Until the new pipe is operational in December, we will be living with the risk that this existing pipe can break at any time. It's important that as Team Calgary, we stay ready.
More restrictions are expected this fall to allow work to connect the new water pipe to the system. Over at City Hall, the debate on the future of blanket rezoning will likely carry into next week. Public hearings are now into their second week. Council has heard from just over half of the roughly 520 speakers who signed up to have their say on the issue. Many so far are calling for an end to the bylaw that made it easier to put up townhomes and row homes. The bylaw passed in 2024 to boost housing supply and has been met with criticism and concern. Representatives from the Calgary Real Estate Board made their case for why the rules should change.
It's not really achieving the objectives that they were stated to target. So improving affordability, increasing missing middle development in the inner city. It didn't really do that. We're seeing things that are pretty similar to what they were before rezoning as to after. So really our purpose on this is more about how do we go back, do something that really gives more certainty for both buyers and sellers and builders.
And due to scheduling, Council is setting the rezoning issue aside for the next 2 days. The debate and decisions will happen after the Easter holiday. Well, for years, Canada has been seen as a safe place to invest, but a new report suggests red tape is driving away billions in projects. The Business Council of Alberta warns Canada is losing investment not to other countries, but to its own regulatory system. Kevin Green reports.
The Business Council of Alberta says complex, slow and unpredictable approval processes are making it harder to build major projects.
We have to make the business climate conducive so that we can compete with the United States, we can compete with Australia, we can compete with other parts of the world.
In its report released Monday, the Council calls for major changes, such as faster approval timelines, including a move to a one project, one review, one decision formula for approvals, cutting federal and provincial duplication and speeding up pipeline reviews as fast as 180 days for small pipelines, 250 days for large ones. Business leaders say without that, capital will continue to flow elsewhere.
We've really got to get to the point where we have certainty, and that is what investors are going to require to make these multi-billion-dollar investments in Canada.
The report points to lengthy approval timelines, saying with some projects taking years instead of months, it undermines investor confidence.
We've seen pipeline projects be abandoned. Pipeline companies have left Canada. It's a regrettable circumstance, but one that has been driven in large part due to regulatory uncertainty.
Then there's the current push to build a new West Coast pipeline. It needs a private sector proponent to proceed. That company will need certainty to invest. Thus far, no one has stepped up.
it's been 10 or 11 years, right, of unproductivity, so I think we can all wait a few days or weeks.
Enbridge is considered by many as one of the likely companies to fill that role, but Monday its vice president said that company hasn't spent any time or money on it.
One day, if the conditions are appropriate, we'd seriously consider that. That's what we do, but we're not there yet.
Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
Prime Minister Carney has set a goal of attracting over $1 trillion in investment over the next 5 years, but the report says that his target and the pipelines and energy infrastructure that comes with it won't be met without major regulatory reform. Well, future petitions and recalls in Alberta will be blocked in the years before and after elections under proposed legislation. The province says petitions and recalls are too disruptive to be held in the 2-year period around an election. The proposal would also allow for scrutineers to observe the signature verification process when recalls and petitions are held. The rule changes would not apply to any petitions currently underway. The province says the changes are to help restore confidence in democratic processes and would not interfere with Albertans' ability to have their voices heard.
Know that referendums, if they meet the eligibility requirements and if they're verified by Elections Alberta, will be likely presented to Albertans this fall. We don't have a line of sight, and we don't think that there's anything coming currently right now that would impede upon our upcoming general election. But going forward, we'd like to create that window of consistency.
The province would also fine anyone who uses deep fakes targeting candidates that might mislead voters, with hefty fines attached. It's not clear how that enforcement would affect foreign influencers. The federal NDP elected its new leader on the weekend, activist and documentary filmmaker Avi Lewis. He has a big job ahead, rebuilding to official party status nationally, and already his anti-fossil fuel politics aren't winning him many friends here in Alberta, including the provincial NDP. Tyler Barrow has more.
Taking the stage by storm, Avi Lewis is the new leader of the federal New Democrats. Just hours into the job, unity with provincial counterparts are proving to be an issue.
We don't have to agree on every little thing in order to do big things together.
Lewis campaigned on blocking any new pipelines or other natural gas projects. He won the leadership with 56% of the vote and is pushing for a nationwide clean energy grid. Within minutes of the win, Alberta NDP leader Naheed Nenshi issued a statement saying the direction of the federal party under the new leader is not in the interests of Alberta.
I thought it was important for Albertans to remember that for many, many years now, the Alberta New Democrats, the federal New Democrats, have not been fully aligned, particularly on energy policy.
Differentiating the two parties, Nenshi says his party's energy policy unveiled Friday calls for the Trans Mountain expansion to add more than 300,000 barrels per day of additional capacity while working to get a new West Coast pipeline and also increasing natural gas exports. Some provincial voters are split on the approach.
Nenshi did the right thing. You got to stand the ground for Alberta here.
NDP provincial party, which has conflicting views with the federal party, it is harmful for Albertans.
And with differing energy agendas, one political analyst says Lewis is kryptonite to provincial New Democrats in Alberta.
Unwelcome event for Nenshi, and it's not like politics are breaking his way already. He does not need a headache like Avi Lewis.
Premier Daniel Smith was quick to jump on the federal leader, calling him a radical eco-socialist. Lewis did campaign on free public transit, investing 2% of Canada's GDP in tackling climate change and creating a public alternative to the big grocery chains. Smith also pointed to the NDP's constitution, which states federal policy overrides any provincial ones.
If this is federal policy and they're required to conform with it, what are they going to do to implement it? And they can't hide behind we're a different party, because they're not. They share a constitution.
However, Nenshi disputes those claims. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
Nenshi says he is happy to meet Avi Lewis. However, Saskatchewan's NDP leader Carla Beck, who also has issues with the federal leader, says she won't unless he changes his views on natural resource development. Construction season is underway at Stampede Park. Much of the work at the start of the year is focused around Scotia Place construction, with 14th Avenue Southeast being shut down until late fall, opening up briefly for the Calgary Stampede. The closures will allow crews to expand the road to 4 lanes. Officials say despite the ongoing work, there is still plenty of parking.
All of the parking on Stampede Park has been maintained at lots 3, 6, and 5, lot 2 just to the south of the Saddle Dome and BMO Centre. They're all open, they're all available. For major events, the 11th Ave lot north of 11th Ave is open, Platform Parkade, City Hall Parkade, so plenty of parking options available.
Other new projects on the north end of Stampede Park this year include some closures on 5A Street to add lane reversal infrastructure and turning Fleur Ledoux Parade to a travel lane. In another sign of Canada's changing relationship with the U.S., an historic border road connecting Alberta and the state of Montana will close to Canadian traffic this summer. The gravel road along the Sweetgrass Hills is shared between Canada and the U.S. Technically, the 14-kilometer road is on the Montana side, but Alberta maintains it. People on both sides have been using it for decades. Starting in July, Border Road will be closed to Canadian traffic as part of the U.S. crackdown on border security. Alberta is now planning to build a parallel road. Danielle is in with our first look at the weather. We are struggling to feel like spring, another blast of snow, following another blast of snow, still more to come.
Yeah, this whole month we've been on this trend where every few days we had a blast of winter, and we're still on that trend because by Wednesday night, Thursday, it's another blast. All right, let's talk about the last blast. Calgary, anywhere from 6 to 10 centimeters. This is last night and this morning. Longview, 10 centimeters. Pincher Creek, anywhere from 8 to 13 centimeters. This is a lot of numbers from volunteer reporting sites. Kananaskis, 15 centimeters. So a good burst for sure. And more on the way, but before we get there, let's just enjoy what tomorrow afternoon holds for us. All right, with a wind chill of -15 to kick off the day tomorrow, it's a cold start. Just be prepared for that. Dress in layers because then by the afternoon, +3, a little on the windy side, clouds increasing in the afternoon. A longer-term warming trend is coming up. We'll talk about that and the snowfall for Thursday just ahead.
Danielle, thank you. A staple in the Chinese community and a go-to spot for barbecue has closed. After more than 3 decades, Something More Barbecue served its last meals on Sunday. The restaurant opened in 1993 and has been a pillar in Chinatown. The 5 members of the Wong family say the long hours behind the counter created a strong bond.
Most memorable part is when the store is closed. It's late at night. And then it's just during those quiet moments when our whole family is just hammering away, working to fulfill an order for the next day.
Many longtime customers were shocked to learn Sunday was the last day. Still to come, seniors and food insecurity. A new report sheds light on the challenges older Calgarians face as costs continue to soar. New video to show you tonight of the explosion that rocked the Tabor Arena in December. It will cost nearly $20 million to rebuild the complex. The town released this video to remind people to vote in the Kraft Hockeyville contest. The winner gets $250,000 and the chance to host an NHL preseason game. 2 men are charged with first-degree murder after a man's body was found in an apartment in Lethbridge. Emergency crews were called to the building on Friday. They found a 27-year-old man unresponsive inside one of the units. 2 suspects were arrested the following day. Investigators say the incident appears to be targeted and both the victim and the accused knew each other. A new report reveals many older Calgarians are suffering from food insecurity for the first time. The Calgary Food Bank found 70% of those aged 55 and older expressed concern that housing affordability and other costs within the next year will impact their ability to buy food. The Calgary Food Bank's data was compiled from 30 interviews and 736 survey responses. It said older adults are its fastest growing demographic.
You know, undoubtedly, the cost of living increases that we've all seen over the last number of years across the board affects all of us. And of course, it's affecting our senior population. And these tend to be folks who are, to some extent, on fixed income, whether or not they've saved for retirement or not. They have limited resources. And those resources just can't always stretch as far as they originally were intended to.
The survey also found 80% of older adults who are still working say they can't afford to retire and do not have any savings. The province is updating its Animal Protection Act for the first time in 20 years. Changes include increasing maximum fines from $20,000 to $250,000. There could be potential jail time up to 12 months for serious offenses. Definitions around animal distress and abandonment have also been updated.
The definition of distress is limited to food, water, shelter, veterinary care. But we know that animals have other needs that should be met. So the ability to move around naturally, the ability to be in a safe environment.
We put forward a definition on distress that would help us not only on the enforcement side, but also on the clarity side for those that are enforcing the law every day out on the streets.
Now that definitions have been expanded, the SPCA says it anticipates it'll receive more calls for animal neglect. The changes are expected to come later this year. The city of Edmonton is getting rid of its 3 scramble crosswalks on White Avenue in hopes of improving public transit on the busy corridor. Edmonton first installed scramble crosswalks in 2018 for safety and to cut down on pedestrian collisions. The intersections allow people to cross in any direction they want, even diagonally, while all vehicle traffic comes to a stop and waits. But the waiting is also delaying transit buses on some of Edmonton's busiest routes, prompting the city to ultimately do away with the pedestrian scrambles and prioritize better traffic flow. Eventually, the plan is to have dedicated bus lanes along White Avenue. Calgary's Eau Claire neighborhood, Canmore and Banff also have scramble intersections. Well, Danielle's up next with her Skywatch forecast. We have more snow on the way, chilly temperatures, but eventually a warm up. Those details next.
All right, I have to show you this. So we definitely had the coldest weather in Alberta and Saskatchewan for today. It will remain cold through tomorrow morning. Check out the warmer air in BC and look at Toronto. 21 degrees is their high today. We're not going to get there this week, but we will get into the double digits by Saturday. We had tame winds today, just around that 30 mark, Pincher Creek over to Lethbridge, and closer to that 40 mark for Calgary and Medicine Hat. You can expect 40 kilometer per hour gusts for most communities in southern Alberta for tomorrow, especially by the afternoon hours. Other than that, pretty quiet for tomorrow. We did have a significant snowfall that we talked about last night and this morning. And then later in the day, we had some flurries out there in the city and just to the west. It's quiet now. It will continue to clear out in the overnight hours, the cloud cover anyway. So by tomorrow morning, we should be mainly sunny. Calgary down to Lethbridge over to Medicine Hat. But we will have the clouds increase in the afternoon hours, as you can see here. Wednesday starts out really nice, mainly sunny skies. It will be mild in the afternoon. Later in the day, though, by those supper hours and early evening hours, that's when we'll start to have snow start to make its way down the mountains once again. We'll kick it off as rainfall in the far south because temperatures will be warm enough, and then we'll switch over to some snowfall. So this is Thursday morning, early in the morning, snow for Calgary, mixed precipitation for the far south, and then it all transitions into some snow. This snow pretty similar in Calgary anyway to the last round we just had. A little less is what you can expect. Okay, so long range forecast, 3 degrees for tomorrow. Again, in the morning hours in the minus teens, so cold to start, but mild and somewhat bright at times in the afternoon hours. Another 3 for Wednesday. The clouds will increase throughout the day. And then Wednesday night, 1 to 3 centimeters of snow possible in the city. And then another 3 to 5 centimeters likely on Thursday. Thursday will be the coldest day of the next 10 because after Thursday, on Friday, for example, we start a longer-term warming trend. 7 degrees for Friday, double digits for Saturday. And if I show you the 10-day trend here, you can see all of next week looks pretty mild.
As indeed, Danielle, thank you. Like mother, like daughter. Just ahead, an aspiring basketball player hopes to dribble and shoot like her mom at the Alberta Shooting Stars Showcase. The NFL's popularity was on full display this weekend. Hundreds of kids showed up to the Arizona Cardinals' inaugural Flag Football League kickoff. Players took part in passing and catching drills while learning other fundamentals of flag football. NFL teams select the countries to grow their brand as part of the Global Markets program and hope these kids come away with a passion for the game.
We're here to create some lifelong fans and really grow the game and expand into Canada. A year ago, basically through the NFL's Global Markets program, we were permitted to come up to Canada, and we specifically wanted to focus on Alberta. We jumped into Calgary.
I just love seeing all the kids come out here and be able to play a sport that they really love or don't know they love it yet. You know, this is kind of a great introduction to the game itself, and I'm super excited to be a part of it.
The players will compete in 6 regular season games plus playoffs. The 33rd edition of the Alberta Shooting Stars Showcase played out in our city this weekend. The top female basketball players from grade 8 to 12 take part in this event. Here's Glenn Campbell with more.
Ellie Reimer is a grade 10 student at Prairie Christian Academy. She plays on the senior girls basketball team. Reimer wants to go to post-secondary school and says an event like Shooting Stars gives young female basketball players extra exposure.
It gives you exposure to coaches and also just meeting players that play post-secondary, and you get hear their stories about it. It's cool that they give us the opportunity to play like in an all-girls thing and just bring everyone around Alberta together. Like you could be from all over and get to meet each other.
Ellie would love to follow in her mother's footsteps. Leanne Doan Reimer was at the Shooting Stars tournament back in 1996.
I had an opportunity to play in that senior game. I was fortunate enough to win Miss Alberta Basketball for that year. And then I played at the University of Calgary following that. For my 5 years here at the University in Calgary, I went off to Europe, played professionally in France for a few years, and played with the national team for a few years.
The girls get to practice, play 3-on-3 games and regular games, and it all concludes with an all-star game. It's not all about winning.
I think people think that the all-star game is supposed to be win-lose, when it's just about you've done a great job this year, and we want to give you time on the court. So I tell them to remember, why they're here and why they're playing, and don't take, just make sure you have as much fun as you can.
Brian Utley started Shooting Stars back in 1991. He's proud that it showcases these players from all over the province, and some have gone on to have some very successful basketball careers. It doesn't sound like he's ready to stop anytime soon.
I think girls haven't always had the same opportunities. I think that's changed a lot. But once you get started, it's hard not to do it. And we've got 125 girls here this weekend, and so it makes it easy to want to keep doing it.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary.
Right on. Okay, that's it for us here at CTV News at 11:30. Thank you for watching. We will see you soon. Have a great night.